it's always great to be in a conversation around advancing that digital workforce here in Newfoundland and Labrador. I'm Allan Dale from Gale Force Winds, and guys, I really like to talk a little bit about today how we can help people find themselves in technology right now. So why don't we start off by introducing ourselves? Go ahead.
Certainly, I'm Brad Power, Director of Programs for Municipalities Newfoundland and Labrador. We represent the 275 municipalities across the province.
Ajay Pande, Director of Industry Engagement here at Keyin College, and we're helping advance the digital workforce.
And Craig Tucker, President of Keyin College.
Fellas, it's great to have you here in this conversation. I mean, great membership you have there, 275 municipalities on board. Everybody must be talking about digital transformation, and if they're not, perhaps they should be. So tell me from your lens what digital transformation means.
Well, a lot of our council offices. Well, let me start by saying this: the vast majority of our municipalities have a population of less than 1,000. We only have 23 with a population over 3,000. The vast majority of those that are over 3,000 are advancing themselves with technology relatively quickly. But the smaller municipalities and medium-sized municipalities are late adopters. They have recognized the benefits of technology. There's no doubt there. And you know, I'll use the old adage that technology is the future. We know that, and it's the future of the operation of municipalities as well. You know, I want to talk to as many municipal administrators and elected officials over the next number of months to encourage them to utilize the opportunities that exist, because many of them are low cost, many of them are free. Some only take 6 weeks, some only take you know, a couple of days. The reality is, if they don't jump on board with this now, they're going to be left behind. And that's the last thing we want our local governments to be, gets left behind.
Yeah. Craig, I mean, this is going to require upskilling. Is going to require people learning a whole new language, really, and that really goes to the whole concept of digital literacy. Give us your lens on digital literacy right now.
Yeah, I think, look, it's a great question. I think from our perspective, you know, we deal a lot with a lot of the regions in the province, and we're talking to a lot of municipalities like Brad is referring to. And time and again, you're seeing an aging population in many cases, and rural areas that don't have the benefits of being in the St. John's market where there's a lot of the tech space. It's growing and it's moving in the right direction. That's where we need to be. Because frankly, remote workforce is a real benefit to rural areas. But we need to make sure that our municipalities are equipped with the skill sets that are needed to understand how to use technology, the basic needs of tech itself, or the learnings on tech, but then also how to use applications to help accelerate the municipality directly. And so from our perspective, we see digital literacy at an entry level, but then understanding how to move into the advanced levels of technology to really bring the municipalities to where they should be today.
You know, and one of the clever ways to do that, of course, is a lot of what Keyin is doing right now with micro-credentials. And Aj, maybe you can unpack that for me. What is a micro-credential, sure, and how do people get at this stuff?
Yeah, sure, Alan. So micro-credential, think of as smaller chunks of curriculum that you can learn, typically 20 to 30 hours of content. It's really driven from the perspective of looking to upskill. So it gives you a broad suite in a specific area. What we do in terms of our modality, we teach it online. So if you're in remote Newfoundland and Labrador, there's no problem to get access. It's instructor-led. If you can make time, we do record so you can watch it after. And so at the end of that, you also get a certification. But the great thing about it is it gives you the opportunity to upskill. And you know, right now today, you know, it's easy to access. So if you want access to some of these micro-credentials that we are offering, you can definitely go to the QR code, www.keyin.com as well. You know, we've worked directly with MNL on this. There is, you know, some real interest in these micro-credentials like artificial intelligence, cybersecurity. And the good thing right now is, like working with other sectors, we've got a bit of an opportunity. This is all funded right now through Government of Canada as part of the Find Your Future in Tech. And so these micro-credentials are typically $3,000 value course. And today they're free. And so, you know, part of us being here together today in this podcast is to just express that it's free today, it's fully funded, there's a real value, but take advantage, because as of March 31st, the program ends, and so we want to make sure nobody's left out.
Yeah, and that's so fantastic. I mean, what a wonderful offering that's being provided, and what I'm really enjoying hearing is that you're not creating these things in a void. You're listening to the customers and saying, what is it, what skills do you need, and let us respond to that need. So the end result is just going to be fantastic, because you were listening at the beginning. I guess I'll leave the last kind of comment to you. You know, what would you tell people that may be thinking about, am I right for this program, or should I be putting my staff on this type of training? What would you say to them?
I think everyone should be taking this training. That's the reality that we're faced with here, is that anything that's being offered through Keyin Tech, especially the last two that we worked on together, cybersecurity and digitization of the workforce, both of those micro-credentials are speaking to major issues that we're seeing in the municipal sector right now. We have an aging workforce. We have a lot of turnover. We have communities that are advancing and looking to advance even further, but technology is going to be the future of that. It's going to be the way they do that. Cybersecurity is a perfect example. A lot of our small towns are a small council office in rural Newfoundland and Labrador. They operate from sometimes a Hotmail address. Cybersecurity is a major issue for these towns. We have one just relatively close to the St. John's area that was taken over. They were hacked, and their email, not only just spoofing, but actually got control of the email address. You can imagine the panic that ensued. But one of those individuals, I believe, were one of the students that took the cybersecurity course here with Keyin College, and they realized very quickly how they caused what occurred. So they recognized through the micro-credential, what they can do better, how they can protect themselves, and by extension of protecting your council office and your files and your documents, you're protecting your residents. So I really think there's huge opportunity with Keyin. We're very happy to partner. We have partnerships with both public and now private post-secondary. And the reality is that Keyin College offers a very, very appetizing way for individuals to boost those skills, to become better at their work, and by extension of that, making their communities better places to live. Now, don't even get me started on the concept of smart cities. This stuff speaks to smart cities.
That might be a whole other podcast.
We need smarter cities.
Yeah.
No doubt about it.
Well, listen, that was a great explanation, a great way of encouraging people to be a part of it. But I really love that story, how, directly after this micro-credential, somebody helped the residents of Newfoundland and Labrador, and what could have been, quite problematic for them. That's a wonderful story. I guess I said you got the last word, but you know what? We're sat here in Keyin, in their lobby, and there's the president and owner right there. I'd be ashamed not to let you have the last word here, sir. So last word on this whole concept of digitization and people out there that might be looking to get involved.
Well, I think that the biggest element for us is that, our focus has been on health and tech. And in both of those spaces, the irony is the level of innovation and technology is permeating across the healthcare system as well. And I'm a part of that within the healthcare system, seeing the transformation, and that's very exciting. But innovation, technology is permeating across every city, every small town in this province, and we have to embrace that, have to understand it. So when I think of artificial intelligence and the use of AI, there are ways on a normalized day-to-day basis that whether it's counselors, whether it's support staff, operations crews, they can utilize AI to a much different level. I mean, we've talked about the Veristar stuff and tying some of the stuff he's doing as well. And it's just, there's so much opportunity across this province to embrace AI. So when I look at these type of micro-credentials, we're excited about being able to present them. We're excited about seeing them get distributed and hearing wonderful stories like that. There's going to be lots more to come. And I think the success of what we're doing as a province, this isn't just Keyin College, this is CNA and a number of other organizations all working together to drive the ecosystem in this province. And we want to be champions. We want to be leaders in this country and show the rest of the country how positive it can be to embrace technology and normalize it. Take it into the grassroots areas where it can make a huge difference. So that's the part we're most excited about. It's not just micro-credentials, but it's all about the digital transformation and helping MNL and its members become better communities across the province.
Thank you very much for being on the show. I want to thank you for your leadership on this file. It's very much appreciated.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.